In this tutorial, I will help you with the Year 8 Challenges Challenge 2, the Program box. In the programming box, there'll be a circuit which contains a PIC chip. Okay, now this chip allows us to be able to program it so that if we put inputs such as pushing the button or the LDR, so the light dependent resistant, depending on what's happening with those two things, we can turn on either of the two LEDs, or we can actually play with the piezo transducer and play notes, sounds, tunes, etc. Okay, so from the click the download and open that up. Okay, on yours you may get the option to save that, and then you'll need to open up Circuit Wizard and open it. If you can't seem to find the file, it will be stored up here, and you'll see there's like a down arrow in this corner of your web page. If you open that, there's a little option that says folder. Click on the folder icon, and then you'll be able to copy that into your own area, and from that, once you've opened Circuit Wizard, you'll be able to find that. Okay, so I've got the file open. Let's have a quick look at the file. So the file opens and it's got two tabs. Okay, first of all, this is the actual circuit, so you can see that it says this is the actual Genie chip, and you can actually look at the inputs. So the inputs are on the left hand side, so that's G1, which is going to the LDR, and G3, and this is going to push to make with what we call a pull down resistor. On the other side, the right hand side, I've got three outputs. I've got G0, which is a green LED. I have G2, which is a red LED, and I have G4, which is the piezo transducer. If I go to the flowchart, you'll see there's already a program in here. Now this explains through what all the different outputs are, and has a look here, and it kind of explains what's going on here. If I look at the program that's already here, you can see it's using two decision trees. So it's saying start, and then we use a diamond for a decision. Now there's two different diamonds here. Okay, if you look on the right hand side, you'll see all sorts of shape, and you can see there's an analog, and this is this one here, and you can see there's a digital one. The digital is easier to use because you're asking a question. So if I click on here, you'll see it's just saying, is G3 on? So was that push button switched on? If so, it's going to switch on GO, which was either the red LED or green, I can't remember. If I look back, it'll tell me. GO was green, okay? So it's going to be the green if the button's pushed. If not, it's going to go this way, which will be the red one, okay? So let's just have a look at this little setup to start with. So if I push play, alright, you'll see that the red light comes on. And when I actually physically click this in, push that in, you'll see the green light. And when I let go, it switches back on and off. Okay? Let's just stop that and look back at here. Okay, so that's that little bit of the program over here. If I look here, if the button's not pushed down, it comes and asks this question here. And this is asking an analog decision. So if I double click on here, you'll see that instead of having a yes and no, I've got a range of values. Okay, so I can actually change that value. So it's looking for somewhere between 0 and 255. So if I put that sort of halfway through there, okay, it should be able to give us some indication that it'll be on at this end here and it'll be off on this bit here. Okay, so let's just stick it somewhere in the middle, that'll be okay. And what's it going to do? Well, it's going to play a note. It's going to play a little tune on the G4. So when this box comes up, you can choose what note you want to play. So they've gone for 7C, okay, saying how long you want to play it for, and then you play on G4. So you just click that and it comes up G4 and say OK. Alright, so let's just check that works. So if I push play, now to activate the piezo transducer, I need to go over the LDR, left click, and this is the light. This is where the kind of slidey bar comes in. So if I slide that up, you should see at a certain point, okay, it starts making this horrible noise. Let's bring that down, and then below that it will stop again. Okay, so that's what that's doing. On your computer, you might not be able to actually hear the sound, but you'll certainly see the kind of arrows coming out of here. Okay, so let's have a look at what the first challenge is. What do we need to do? So the first challenge says, scroll down, let's have a look. So first challenge says we're going to do, so it's for these first 5 here are for the silver task. So in this video I'm going to try and get you through to the silver task. Okay, so first of all it says make a bike light that causes the LEDs to turn on and off once a second, alternating, when the unit is turned on. So that's how I go doing that. So back to here, okay, so I'm just going to delete that box there and delete that box there. Okay, let's get rid of some of these arrows. If I want to start with a fresh one, I can do, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to use these boxes here. What I will do, yeah, that's okay, I've got those. I quite like to use weights after something's going on. So I'm going to grab a weight box and chuck that in there. And I'm going to grab another one and pop it in here. And then I'm going to link that round to there. Okay, so this is my first shape that I need for A. Okay, now A, did it ask if the button was being pushed? No, it didn't. So I need to get rid of that. And actually I'm going to bring this under here and that under there. So let's have a look. Okay, so I just need to delete my arrows. Okay, arrows should always be pointing down the way. So it's going to switch on, it's going to wait. I'm going to tell it to switch off, it's going to wait, and then it's going to come back round the way. So it's going to keep kind of looping back round the way. Okay, so let's switch the. So this one's going to switch on the green light. So that's going to go, and that one's going to be off. So that one's off and that one's on. So 0 and 1. Let's put a wait in there. I think the instruction was 1 second, and then I need to do the opposite. So where before it was 0 1, now it's 1 0. So okay, and just change that to 1 second. Alright, now to check it works, I'm just going to push the play button. This will check if I've missed any of the arrows out. And you can kind of see over here on the right hand side that that light's on, then that light's on, then that light's on. Okay, not very visual, so it's much better if I go to the circuit diagram, okay, and push the play button up the top left. And you can see it goes green, then red, then green. Okay, so that's my A done. When I'm finished doing that, I can take a screenshot of this, okay, and put that into my Word document, which should be called Challenges 2. Alright, so make sure you've got that Word document, because you want to hand all of these things in when you've done them in one go. Okay, so this is Challenges 2. Alright, once I've screenshot that, I need to get rid of this, because otherwise other ones are going to run. Let's have a look at B. B says, we're going to make a program where holding down the button causes the LEDs to illuminate and releasing it switches off. So I'll look at that and say, right, make a program where holding down the button, okay, so that's saying is G3 on, and it's going to cause the LEDs to illuminate. So that's both GO and G2. If not, I need to switch them off. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm going to need a diamond in this one. Okay, so I'm just going to move that up a little bit. I'm going to keep the same boxes if I can use them. That's great. Let's just move these two over here. Okay, and put a diamond in. This is the digital diamond. Now, when I draw these, the first arrow I link up is always the yes one. Okay, so this is going to be, is the button pushed? So left click on there and just say G3, is that on? Okay, so is the button being pushed? Say OK, and I can link that back around to there. Alright, if it's not, okay, it's going to switch off. So I'm going to use the same box. This is an output box, okay, just in case you can't find it. It's just the same as that. It's an output box, okay. Drop it on there so you can see. No. There you go, it's an output box. So that if you need to find a new one, that's where they are, okay. Just move that closer, that should now be my no. So if it's yes, it's going to switch them on. If it's no, it's going to switch them off. Let's just link that back up and link that back to there. So that's the shape I need. Let's make sure that it's actually working. So let's go to G, the switching on. Okay, so it needs to be both lights. Okay, so you just click that until it goes green. Okay, if you keep clicking, it goes grey, which means it doesn't do anything. That's off. That's on. And this is an option called toggle, which we're not going to use at the moment. Okay, so those two are going to switch on. The opposite of that should be switching them both off. So I'm just going to make these both red. So this is the off command. Okay, so off here, on there. And I'm just going to bring the weight down. It's a bit long. Let's just do 0.25. Okay, we tend to use weights because the computer can cycle about 5,000 times a second, something like that. It will be approximately cycling around there. So by putting that in, it just kind of slows it down to a bit more like sort of human levels. Okay, so let's have a look at this and just check that this works. Let's have a think. So back to here, and into this. So into the circuit diagram. If I push play, okay, so nothing's happening at the moment. Push the button, hold it down, the lights come on. Second I take my finger off, it comes off. Okay, so that's B done. That's my momentary light done. Okay, let's have a look at C. C says we need to change the program so that the LEDs will come on when the button is pushed once, and when they're pushed a second time. Okay, so I'm going to need it to have two separate decisions. So really, I need to have three outcomes. Now, if I look at my flowchart here, I've only got two outcomes, so I need another one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this whole lot here and move it down. Okay, because I need to put another decision. This is going to give me more choices, okay, because I need to have three different options. The lights are off to start with, and then depending on whether I push the button, it's going to switch it on or switch them off. Okay, so I'll just move that down. I'm going to add the same question again. So this time I'm just going to say, is G3 on? Okay, and then I'm going to put a weight in there. Okay. And then I can bring that down the way. The no, I will connect back up the way. So this will connect back to here. Okay, because I only need three different decisions. So it's going to be, so that's if it's going to be off to start with. That's going to keep it permanently off. When I push the button, it's going to wait. Let's do half a second. Okay, and then when it comes to here, so basically it's going to say, if the button's being pushed on the first time, it's going to say yes, and then it's going to wait half a second. If the button is still being held on, it will switch on both the lights and come around here. Now that, just need to delete that and bring that all the way back up to that first decision. Okay, so is the button being pushed on? Wait half a second. Is the button still being on? Then it's going to come around, switch the light on, and then it will go to there. And as long as the button's off, it will then be locked on. Okay, if I want to switch the light off, I'll push the button, and before that half second's over, I need to take my finger off the button, and then it will come down this path here where it switches the light off, and this will go back round here. Okay, let's just try this. So push play on there, that will just check whether things are happening. Okay, they've got no errors, that all looks fine. So to the circuit diagram, let's push the play button. So I'm going to push the button to start with. If I do a short push, it does nothing, okay, because that's still in that no cycle. If I hold it for more than a second, it should go on. Okay. Now what's happening here is I'm getting a problem with the button being down. So what I need to do, back to the flowchart, I'm just going to make this a little bit longer, okay, because what's happening is it's cycling back round before I've got my finger kind of off the button. So I'm just going to slow these ones down a little bit. Okay, we'll see how that goes. So let's try again. Push the button. Push the button. So a short one we shouldn't do anything. Long button, the light should come on, and then they stay on. Okay, if I want to switch them off again, I can toggle it by just pushing the button again. That was a short button, and that should go off the way. Okay, so a long push, they go on. Okay, I'm not clicking the button anymore. If I want to switch them off, just a short click, and that will switch them off. Okay, so that's the finished one for C. Okay, let's have a quick look at D. So, what is D asking us? D is asking us to make a Morse code transmitter. This will make a program that will cause the piezo to sign, so this is G4, and the LEDs to illuminate when the button is pushed, to allow you to act as a Morse code transmitter. Bonus marks if you can make it SOS when the button is pushed once. Right, okay. So first of all, we need to look at what SOS stands for. Okay, if you click on there, it will take you to a link, and it explains that S is 3 short flashes, O is 3 long flashes, and then S is 3 short flashes again. Okay, so let's have a look at see how I could do. Now, the fact that I've got this mechanism here means I'm allowed, this is kind of linking it, so think how it's doing. If I hold the button down and then hold it for a long push, so this is a long push, I could do my S command here, and over here I could do my short command, so I could actually do it as two different things. Now I could go sort of on, wait, off, wait, and link it back round there. Okay, so I could do that. Let's try that, okay? So this is going on, wait, then I need to go use the output box again here, and then another wait there. So let's just try that, just see if we can make this flash to start with. Okay, make sure the lines are connected up. So this is going to be switching off these two, and it needs to flash regular, so let's make that 1 second. Okay, so let's see if I can do, if I do a long, okay, will this give me a flash? Let's have a look. So push, okay, so push the button, and if I do a long one, it should give me a quick flash on, and that was on and off. Okay, so I got a flash there. Now, I need 3 of these, so I could theoretically go on, wait, off, wait, on, wait, off, wait, on, wait, off. Okay, I could do all of that. However, that's getting very, very clunky, and that suddenly this thing is going to get absolutely huge. Okay, there is another way of doing it. So I'm going to look at using what we call subroutines. So if I scroll down the right hand side, there's these 3 boxes here, and I'll have a go at using all of them. Okay, now our subroutine is like a little mini program. So I'm just going to move over here, so I've got some space. So I'm going to start by making a sub. Okay, so I double click on this, and I'm going to call this S. Alright, this is going to be my short flashes. Okay, so what do I need for my short flashes? Well, let's see if I can actually just grab that. So I need to switch it on, I need to wait, I need to switch it off, and I need to wait again. Okay, let's just delete that line there. So I've just grabbed, that's the command, on, wait, off, wait, and then I need it to stop. Now instead of using a stop, I'm going to use what we call a return, and this allows, as it says here, returns it from a subroutine, so it's actually going to send it back to the main program. So I'm going to put a return in there. Okay, and just connect that up to there. Now let's just see if that works. Now what I need to do is I need to call S. So I use the box here called call. Okay, and I'm just going to park that in there, and I have to double click on it, and from here you'll see I've got an option to select S, and I want to do that 3 times. Okay, so actually when I push the button, the long button, it will go through here 3 times. Let's see if that's worked. So over here, push play. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Let's just bring that right back to there. Okay, let's try again. So push play. Alright, so if I do a long hold, so it's flashed once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so I've got those 3 flashes by just pushing the button once. Okay, that's going off there. Now what I want to do is I now want to have here the short flashes. This is going to be my O command. Okay, so I'm going to actually just going to delete that and delete that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to have it here. Now, because I've already done the S command, the O command is exactly the same, except that the wait will change. So what I can do is try and be a bit cunning here. If I can copy that, I'm just going to delete that heading because it's getting in the way. So I'm just going to copy that, copy, paste, park it next door to there. I'm going to rename this and call it O. And then I can change this to a short flash. So I'm going to say, let's do a 1/4 of a second, 0.25, and I can do the same with that one. Alright, so I need to call that, so let's get the subroutine for call, and bring that in there, and then I can link that back up to there. Okay, and we're going to call O 3 times. Okay, so depending if I do a short dab, it will do this, and if I do a long one, it will do that one. Okay, I actually think I've done them the wrong way round. I've just checked, I've actually done them the wrong way round. So what I'm going to do, S is actually the short one. So I'm going to very, very quickly just see if I can rename this. I might have to call it S2 and call this one O2. I can call that one there. I can call that one O. I can't give them the same name, so I'm just quickly swapping these around. So that's back to being O. Okay, sorry about that. So the S is the short one, and then the O is the long one. Okay, it's going to be quicker just to rename them rather than. Okay, you might need to rename it as an intermediary thing and then change one and then change the other one. Okay, let's try that now. So to the circuit diagram, push play. So if I do a short, so that should give me. Okay, that's the S. Let's do a long one. And there's my short one. So I should need to do long, S, This is my O, so just a short tap is going to be the O, and if I hold down the long one again, that gives me the S. Okay, so I can do an SOS, alright, using a subroutine and the call boxes and returns. Now, one thing I've not got on there is it's asking for some sound. So let's have a quick look at the sound. What did it ask? I'm sure it asked for some sound. So it said, will cause the piezo to siren and to bleep and the LED lights to alert. Okay, so we need to pick a bleep. So let's go back to here. Now, if we include it in here, that means we can kind of get away with just doing it once. So I'm going to move that up there and move that up there, just so I've got a bit of space. I'm just going to amend these. So down to, and I've got a couple of different boxes under audio and visual. I've got sound, tune, stop tune, and this is what we use when we're doing LCDs at GCSE. So we're going to use the sound. I'm just going to bring that in there. Okay, now it's not liking that at the moment, so I'm just going to make these a bit further up. It needs a little bit of space. I'm going to bring that in there, okay, and bring another one there. Okay, so sound, let's click on there, and we're just going to pick a value. So let's just go for a middle C, and we're going to say for just a short one, just to sort of be 0.1 of a second, something like that. Now to activate it, we just click on G4, and that's the sound. Okay, so that's that one. That was a little short bip. This one maybe we can make this one a bit louder. So again, pick the note. So I'm just doing exactly the same note. This time I'm going to, so the other one was 0.05. This one I'm going to do 0.1. And again, I've got to activate the G4 to say play it through there. Okay, so that should now give me a short bip, run through there, bip, bip. Okay, let's just check that works. Okay, and if I do a long one, alright, so that's now working and blipping and beeping. What I would do, just to be sure, because we've switched the thing on there, we didn't actually ever switch it off, but I suppose it's timed, so that probably after the time it switches off anyway, so we don't really need to an off command. Okay, so if you're thinking how we switch that on, didn't switch it off, it's just the off command. Okay, and that was how to do challenge letter D. Okay, so a quick look at E, and this is the last one for the silver badge. For the silver badge, it asks you to make a nightlight and says write a program that will cause the LEDs to illuminate when it's dark. Okay, so what I'm going to have to use here is I'm going to have to use the LDR. Okay, so the LDR is what's G1, and that's an analog. There's an A there to tell me it's analog. Okay, so I want to look at this. Remember to screenshot this before and put it into your Word document before you kind of move on. Obviously, you screenshot your version, not mine. Okay, let's get rid of that. We do, in fact, I'm just going to get rid of the whole lot and start again. Okay, so I need a start. I need an analog diamond. Okay, depending on what's going to go on, I need to switch on the LEDs. And wait. And I need to switch off the LEDs. And wait. Link it back to there. Okay, so this is my kind of really straightforward, sort of simple as I can, decision tree. Depending on the decision, yes, do this. Depending on that, go that way. Okay, so the decision is going to be, is the light on or off? So I'm going to need to go into here, and it's going to be, there's only one analog sensor on this, so it knows what it's talking about. Let's just go to the middle. Okay, so we'll try it that way. If that doesn't work, we may have to move it up the other way, depending on, because it might be switching on in the light rather than switching on the dark. Okay, so this is what this is determining. So let's put the lights on. This is on the yes arrow. And let's put them off on the no arrow. Let's give it a fairly quick turnaround, so just half a second, so we can see it respond nice and quick. Okay, and let's see if that works. So if I go to the circuit diagram and push play. Okay, so if I click on here, let's bring the light up. Okay, so it's the wrong way round, isn't it? So in the, oh no, that's right, isn't it? So when it's very light, the lights are off. When it's getting darker, at a certain point, there you go. Okay, so it's now on. You can maybe tweak that a little bit, because actually it's kind of going off about here. We're at 3/4, so I actually might bring that down a bit, so it's a bit dimmer. So let's have a bit of a tweak of that. So how to do that? So back to that analog, and let's just slide that right down. Let's try 80 perhaps, 0 to 80, see how that works. Okay, so again, let's push play. Okay, so that's a little bit better. We could probably go down a little bit more even. So let's try one more. Let's bring it right down to maybe 30 or thereabouts. Okay, let's see how that works. So push play. Let's bring that so the light's getting darker and darker and darker, and there we go. So it's quite low light that's switched on. Alright, and that's the Nightlight for E. Okay, once you've got those 5 flowcharts, you can submit that for the silver badge on a Word document. Well done.